So is Bluffton going to be the next Atlanta? Rich Dad, Poor Dad says, I'm selling my real estate and I'm buying Bitcoin. In Bluffton, they're spending money on a carriage house. You're buying art. This week, Market Monday, Bluffton edition. Franklin, thanks for stopping in.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dan.
Tell us about the real estate numbers this week. What should one take away?
Well, what we're seeing again is a lack of inventory. This year compared to last, 48% less homes hit the market, less sales based on the lack of inventory, but we're also seeing prices going up.
So you're seeing less sales based on lack of inventory. What the media is telling us is that there's less sales because people aren't buying.
I can speak from experience. I've had some buyers in town and I just cannot find them the right home. There's houses out there, but they're not the right house.
Does you believe that that kind of speaks to the fact that real estate is very local and there may be places where nothing is selling, right, throughout the country?
Yes.
But here locally, there's an undersupply. There's a shortage of property.
The low country is still such a popular place to be. The fact that there's a little less inventory is causing some of these numbers that we're seeing.
The fact that you said that prices are still going up, that's not lost on me, because that is all the verification that we need that there is an undersupply problem.
Economics 101, supply and demand.
Wow, there's some crazy articles this week. In the States, there was an article basically comparing Hilton Head, Bluffton, the low country, to Atlanta.
Well, I think that's a stretch.
You think that's a stretch? Is it a little clickbaity?
Yeah, one of the things that Atlanta doesn't have is any obstacles. It can just continue to grow out in every direction. We obviously have water, marshes, which protect some of our borders. And this area is terrific for retirement, vacation, but I don't see the industries that would drive that type of growth that Atlanta has.
So you're saying because we're constrained geographically that this will not be in Atlanta?
I hope not.
It won't be the low country from the 50s either.
Yeah, I live in Beaufort and drive to Bluffton every day, and I'm seeing development signs up along the way, so we know it's coming. I read an article last night. Port Royal, the little town of Port Royal, has got 2,000 units getting ready to come on board. Beaufort's the same way, Ladies Island, and the Okatee area is getting ready to explode.
We're kind of filling in between Hilton Head, Bluffton, and Beaufort.
They're drawing into one.
Yeah, that corridor is getting filled in. It's going to be good for communities like Kalawasi, which has kind of been, in a sense, no man's land for a long time. It's becoming more popular as businesses kind of fill in that corridor.
And obviously we're seeing the growth into Jasper County, into Hardeeville and Ridgeland, and it just continues to move west.
With the port coming, there's going to be a lot of growth in that direction.
That's correct.
That direction as well. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad said, hey, no more investing in real estate for me. I'm buying Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Are you cashing out too? You can buy Bitcoin?
I'm not sold yet. I don't know. I mean, obviously, if we could get it at 19,000 now and let it go back up to 60, that'd be great.
Yeah. Ryan, you buying Bitcoin?
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm not.
But his points were that the government's making real estate more difficult. More taxes, and obviously the rates are causing some issues.
Sure.
And also rent control prices.
I was having fun with the headline, but yeah, this is all centered around a tweet that he put out, right? And really it was a political tweet, the way that I look at it, saying, hey, the politics of this administration are not favorable for real estate.
Right.
So I'm going to thumb my nose and I'm going to buy Bitcoin, right? Like, in a sense, that was, not in a sense, that's what he was saying, right? But he's a well-known guy and he's got a lot of coverage on social media. I think people should take notice when there are people in the sphere that understand these industries and they're saying that political moves of either party is going to affect an industry. I think people should pay attention to that because I think there is, we are seeing some impacts, obviously. So Bluffton approves a new contract on the Squire Pope Carriage House project. What's that all about?
Well, it's one of the older homes in Bluffton, one of the few remaining antebellum homes, and I guess it was in major disrepair. The city bought it. The company's going to come in, fix it back up, renovate it, and then use it for either commercial or town use as far as a museum or just a showplace.
And then there's a subsequent article that the town of Bluffton was going to be buying some more art to scatter about the town. And what I wanted to ask you, and I don't want to be controversial with this, but geez, I mean, these projects, we're spending a lot of money, and I love restoring and maintaining historical properties, like everybody, right? But we need to shift some of these funds towards workforce housing.
I agree.
I think we need to make sure that we're very clear on what our priorities are, because it is a problem that's just getting bigger. And I fear that we're so behind the curve on this thing. It is really going to take some belt tightening in other areas to go after this problem.
Right. Some of the workforce housing you're referring to is what's causing some of that growth further out, because it's a little more affordable, but obviously the commute is getting tougher for folks.
That's right.
To come in. So it goes all together.
It makes things worse for Hilton Head Island, because as more industry is available further away from the island, there is no need to commute. You can get work out there. The drive in to, I'll say Sea Pines, for example, that's a tough drive. You're coming from Beaufort, Ridgeland, you can stop halfway and get the same job. So Jason asked this week's mailbag, I would appreciate your opinion on the current rate of return on home improvements, renovation, investment in this ongoing strong market and for years to come. And of course, on smart renovations like kitchens, bathrooms, flooring, HVAC, etc. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, as I go through homes and trying to find the perfect home for clients, they want finished products. A lot of the homes here do have a little age on them, and there's need for the seller to renovate. Not completely, because you don't want to be too specific, but simple of painting, maybe some light fixtures, kitchen fixtures, bathroom, really helps the buyer see what it can become.
Buyers want this, but are they willing to pay for it, frankly? Are they paying a premium so that if a seller does that there is a margin of profit?
I think some people are happy to walk in a house that's a little more finished because they don't want to have to do it on the back end. They have a choice of accepting what's there and taking their time to replace it, or if it's already there, they're probably willing to spend a little extra.
During COVID, right, it was very much a fact that people were willing to pay for a premium for a house that was done, because during COVID you couldn't get people to work, and so if somebody was leaving New York to get out of the city and not be stuck all day inside and coming here, they wanted something that was done, and they demonstrated over and over and over again that they would pay a real premium for that, having that house be done.
I think that's still the case, but I don't know if they're willing to spend crazy money just to get that.
It's moderated.
Right, it has. But one of the difficulties is still getting labor to do the work.
Yeah, for sure. It's so hard to get people, and the materials are the cost of materials are through the roof right now. Yeah. Well, let's get Brian in here and pepper him with some questions about interest rates. All right, so interest rates are having a huge impact, it seems, on real estate right now. Let's talk to a buyer out there that's wondering, should I just wait a year, 2 years, however long it's going to take to see interest rates come back down? Should they wait?
It's a great question. We're answering it daily, it seems like anymore. So, rates are higher than they were. They're not as high as they've ever been. They've been worse. So, but prices, as you've seen, have at least eased off and maybe even checked back a tiny bit. The R word recession is getting used more and more, and it looks like it's coming. Recessions drop rates. So as we're telling everyone, you're still getting the house you want now. You're taking a temporary loan, doing a lot of the adjustable rate mortgages, and you're going to refi in the next couple of years.
So rates are going up because the Federal Reserve is raising their rate, right? So the cost for banks to borrow money from the Fed has gone up.
That's gone up. The 10-year Treasury bond, which also drives a lot of our long-term rates, has been going up. People are nervous about the economy, and that's what happens. They invest into the Treasuries, and that drives our rates up. It's temporary in nature until the economy takes its shift, and we've heard anywhere that could start happening in the next 6 to 9 months, or maybe a little longer.
Put yourself in the mind of the Fed. What do they want to see happen as a result of them increasing rates and mortgage rates going?
They want to stop the inflation. The core inflation's way too high, and they want to get back to their 2% target rate.
To my point, right? They're trying to slow things down.
Exactly.
Including the housing market.
Yes.
So people are acting very, very nervous about the fact that it's slowing down. I would say to them, it's a good thing. Yes. Because if it doesn't, they're going to keep raising rates. It's a sign that the end is there is a light at the end of the tunnel, right?
Exactly, yes.
If they were doing it and the economy was just ignoring what the Fed was doing, we'd know we'd have a lot further to go than we do now.
And it's helping to stop the rapid rise of real estate prices we saw. So people are still getting into the houses at good, prices now.
So speak to somebody that's thinking about moving forward in this market with the uncertainty that we've talked about. what things can they do to put themselves in a good position to buy in this market if they're getting a mortgage on the property that they're buying?
Look at the numbers, find your comfortable spot. The rates are a little higher, so it's driven up payments. Just make sure you can cover them the next couple of years. It may be a little higher than you wanted, but get with the lenders, get approved, know going in before you're out looking at real estate, kind of where you want to be with price point and down payment. And that's going to put you in a great position to be ready to go.
And finally, what's the best way to get a lower rate right now?
The best way to get a lower rate right now is adjustable rate loans and or paying points. The points becomes a little iffy because are you going to be in the loan long enough to recoup the savings? Most of the time a point buys the rate down quarter to maybe half a point, but you're looking at anywhere 3, 4 to 6 years to break even on that savings.
We're hearing a lot of, because sellers are needing to be a little bit more competitive instead of the market of 2 years ago where they were telling buyers take it or leave it. Take it or leave it. Yeah. In certain aspect it was buyers took it, yes. Right? And but now what we're seeing is to be more competitive, that some sellers are agreeing, part of the negotiation, to buy down the rate a little bit with some points. Is that a good plan?
Looking at rate buy downs, also the 2-1 buy downs where you take a temporary lower rate. It's a trick you play with the 30-year fixed. To me, I don't think so, because again, your lenders, somebody's going to be calling you in 2 years to refinance. They bought your rate down, so it was great for 2 years. But if they were willing to give you money for something, why not use it to closing costs or home repairs or something like that? That's going to get you more bang for the buck.
Good advice, man. Good advice. Thank you for that.
No worries.
Guys, thanks so much for stopping in this week.
Yeah.
Talking about Bluffton, talking about interest rates.
Appreciate you.
2 hot topics. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks, Sam.